People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
The streets spoke, and I listened. I ranked all the Dark Souls bosses a long time ago, and it took a really long time. So now it's time to rank all of the Elden Ring bosses, and it's probably going to take a really long time. Lately, I've had this thing where if I talk for more than like 15 minutes straight, I just start to lose my voice. It just gets really hoarse and disappears. So I thought this would be cool because I can just talk nonstop for at least an hour probably, and I'm sure it'll go great. So I assume the streets want major bosses plus DLC, so... Huh. What is D? Smash, pass, murder, and just D. This is going to be traumatizing to think about, but I mean, you can't tell me I'm wrong. That's a murder. Okay, we're not doing this. Okay, this actually took a while to find a good template, but I found one I think I can use. It gets rid of the duplicate bosses, it sounds like, but they should all be here with DLC, I believe. So, this is going to be ridiculous. This is just, if you don't know the rules, I'm just deciding what bosses I think are good and bad. Some of these will be objectively rated based on the quality of the boss fight, and then some of them will just be complete vibes. I just hate certain things, you know? I'm a hater. So some things just will not be rated fairly. So if you're a fan of inconsistency and vibes, you're in the right place. But I guess let's just get started. So, Bell-Bearing Hunter. Pretty simple moveset. It does look cool. I hate fighting him. Everyone hates fighting him. He never staggers. I think he deserves C at least. I was gonna say D, but the fact that everyone hates him so much means he deserves a little more credit, I feel like. So he's going C tier. Black Knife Assassin. This is gonna take so many years off my life. There's so many bosses. I think this is really just like a regular enemy, so I'm gonna go D tier. I think it could be C tier with the... There's one that has a name, and I don't know if it's in a separate spot on the list, if they have another entry for it, but the one you get the ashes from, I think is a little bit better at least, but yeah, that one. Beast of Farum Azula, that's an F tier boss. That straight up just is a normal enemy. Bloodhound Knight Darwill, I'm thinking D tier for that too. That's still just barely above normal enemy status for me. Elden Ring might get fraud checked in this video. There are a lot of really mid bosses. Crucible Knight, I think it's D tier, but it gets C for the same reason Bell-Bearing Hunter does. It makes everyone so mad that it gets bonus points for me. But I like it. No, it's not as good as Bell-Bearing. Okay, Deathbird. F. Easily F. It's better than Beast of Farum Azula, but it's definitely F. Also, Bloodhound Knight's better than Black Knife Assassin. I will not elaborate further. Demi-Human Chief is it's not a real boss, just a guy. That's also F tier. Beast of Farum Azula sucks though. Stay at the bottom. Erdtree Burial Watchdog. F. No, bonus points. I hate it. I really hate it. Everyone hates it. I don't think that's enough, actually. Still gets F tier. Flying Dragon Agil. Love it. That's B tier for me. That's controversial, I know. Tons of people hate the dragons in this game. I think that's a skill issue. They're so easy to fight. They one-shot you if you mess up, but they're pretty easy to fight. And this one flies in. It just wipes everyone out. The entrance alone gives it B tier, in my mind. Godric the Grafted. That's probably high B tier. He deserves A. He's probably going to end up low A, but I think the transition between phases and the cutscene and everything, it's pretty cool. So that gets A. Grave Warden Duelist, just a guy, but free runes. So I guess D tier. It's probably, I think he's cooler than Black Knife Assassin. I like the Gladiator thing, but his moveset isn't as cool as the Bloodhound Knight. I'm happy with that. Mad Pumpkinhead, just a guy. Literally just a guy. That's realistically also F tier. Right there. Margit the Fell Omen, that's A tier for me. I can't say S tier. I don't think the fight's cool necessarily, but it is a solid fight. The mix-ups and delayed attacks are pretty annoying, but I mean, compared to all this garbage, I'm happy with that. Knight's Cavalry looks pretty cool. Just a guy on a horse, though, at the end of the day. This is rough, man. I think, I don't know, mounted combat's kind of cool. It's not implemented in a very good way, but it mixes up the strategy, I guess, a little bit if you want to fight it on horseback. High D tier. What do you mean patches? What? I don't just, okay. Patches is bald. Divine Bridge Golem. This is arguably just a big guy, you know? This one's at least not just a guy, but you know what I mean? That's gotta be F tier, honestly. It's cooler than these ones, but it still sucks. The Troll, just a regular enemy, if we're being honest again. Definitely not good enough to get up to C tier. I'm thinking below Black Knife Assassin. That one's really pushing F tier for me, but I think it's just barely good enough to be like, okay, fine, this is a boss. No, I said that out loud and I changed my mind. I think right there is probably about right. Tibia Mariner, okay. He's at least not getting F tier. I'm gonna give this D tier just because it's unique. The fight's super boring. He just sits there and plays the trumpet and splashes you. But the idea is cool. Execution, not so much. D tier. Tree Sentinel, he's literally C tier so far as guys that really aren't that interesting as bosses, but just are infamously rage-inducing. I'm going to say, yeah, I don't think he's as interesting as the other two, so right there. Putrid Tree Spirit. This is, oh no, not the tree avatar, this is the tree spirit. Okay. That one sucks to fight. It sucks so bad. And all of them actually are just not really good bosses. So that's got to be F tier. But I am going to put it higher than these guys because it's actually like boss difficulty. It's one of the only things on the list so far that you could actually walk into a room and be like, oh, this is a boss fight, not just a regular guy. Soldier of Godric is S tier, obviously. Moog, I'm gonna put high A. This one is pretty rage-inducing depending on where you fight it in the game, but if you bring the right flask and everything so you're not just getting obliterated by his special mechanics, I think it is a pretty cool fight. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Moog the Omen, however, is just him but worse. So, yeah, everything that makes him cool is not present in this fight. I'm gonna say, but he is like a real boss, I guess. So I would say he's better than these guys. That seems fair. Godskin Duo, probably somewhere in here. It's really annoying. It's not really a great fight. I'm regretting everything so far. I feel like some of the D tier guys are just too high, but I can't make the F tier guys go worse than F unless I start making an argument for why all of those bosses are just bald. Which actually... Bald. So we got some helmets going on, so I'm not sure. That's a mammal. Which I guess most things that are bald are technically... Where were we? Godskin Duo. I can't give that C tier. I'm gonna go right there below Knights Cavalry just because it's not as cool to me. But also when you add in all the Godskin incantations and everything, all the black fire, it is cooler than these guys. So that works for me. Malekith, I think... Oh... I don't think he's actually S tier, but he's very high A. I think he's really, really cool, and that almost pushes him to S tier. I might bump him up later, I don't know. But the fight itself is so quick, and it's just, like, I don't know, it's not... I feel like you just kill him before you really have to deal with any of the difficulty and the interesting attacks. Like, he gets absolutely obliterated if you have good damage at that point in the game. So the same cannot be said about Dragon Lord Placidusax. This one also gets A tier for me. I like it a lot more than Moog. Not more than Malekith though. Elden Beast is painfully mid. It's not as bad as all this stuff down here, so I'm not sure it goes worse than B tier. But can I even put it higher than the dragon? I don't think I can. All the things that make the dragon fight annoying, Elden Beast does, but 10 times worse. Sir Gideon Ofnir. I like the idea of this fight, of this guy that has a bunch of the same abilities as you do, and the way that his moveset changes based on what bosses you've killed and what intel you've given him. But the fight is, like, he's... I'm gonna say it, he's just a guy, so... that's gonna be C for me above Moog. Radagon I really like, actually. It's pretty simple, but the music is really good, and it's definitely better than Elden Beast. I'm gonna give this A tier. I like it more than Moog. That's definitely debatable. This is one of those just my opinion kind of things, but I can definitely see people liking Moog way more than Radagon. I'm gonna put him right there though. Godfrey the First Elden Lord. It's definitely better than B tier, and it's definitely not S tier. The question is where in A tier? He's almost interchangeable with Moog for me. I like the earthquake attack, that's pretty cool. The phase transition goes crazy. He's more memorable than Moog in my mind, so I'm gonna put him there. Ancient Heroes of More, literally just a regular enemy. Let's be for real. He is right there. Less interesting than the Godskin fight, more interesting than Bloodhound Knight. Cemetery Shade is F tier easily. Also I mean, you walk into a room and you see that and you are assuming that the boss is someone else, not this guy. He's going below Pumpkinhead even, I think, just because of the size difference. Pumpkinhead is like, it's big at least, so you're like, okay, boss shaped. But this is just a guy, you know? Erdtree Avatar. I like this one a lot because it's basically just like Asylum Demon from Dark Souls. I'm gonna put it above... Do I put it... I think I'm put it above Moog, honestly. I don't know that it's that much better than the Moog fight. It's pretty simple, but I don't hate fighting them, and there's a bunch of them in the game, so I would say it's more memorable for me. Leonine Misbegotten shouldn't be a boss, just a regular fellow. I'm gonna put it above all of this stuff for F tier. I'm really second guessing myself now. I feel like putting Deathbird in F tier is pretty hypocritical. It's mostly there because I hate it, and I made the same argument for why I bumped up half of these things. It's just so miserable to fight though. And not even in like a I just keep messing up my roll timing kind of way. like Bell Bearing or Crucible Knight or something, but just in a I can't even be close to you without taking damage and there's nothing I can do about it kind of way. But then it gets totally just bodied by the holy pots, so I don't know. Even though this is regular guy territory for me with the Leonine Misbegotten, he at least has an interesting looking moveset, and I think counts as a boss just barely. But it's still, I think it's F tier for me. No, he's better than these guys, isn't he? I don't know what I'm talking about. He's pretty interchangeable here with Bloodhound Knight for me. Put him right there. Miranda the Blighted Bloom. Not just a guy, that's progress, but it is just a flower. F tier right there. Scaly Misbegotten. This is also definitely F tier. We're gonna put you... You're somehow worse than the Chiefs. And worse than the Burial Watchdog. Yeah. Man, that's such just a regular guy. I gotta put him below Cemetery Shade even, because there's only like 2 of these in the game. This guy's everywhere. He might even be down here. That's tough. Rune Bear is also terrible. We're gonna go F tier. Maybe right there. It's still big enough and problematic enough to be a boss, so it goes above these guys that just aren't bosses at all, but it's barely a boss. Dragonkin Soldier of Noxtella. This is in the lake, not the Rotted Lake, but one of the lakes. This one, wait, no, this is the one that does the frozen lightning. Okay, this is my favorite one then. So that one I'm actually gonna throw in B tier, I think. That one's, I don't even think it deserves B tier, but so many of these bosses are just so mid, it's getting artificially inflated. It's probably not, actually I do think it's a better boss fight than Elden Beast, if I'm being honest. And the Flying Dragon, that's high B tier for me actually so far. This is the one that's just in a regular lake near the waterfall, I think. No crazy lightning stuff, so that gets bumped down pretty heavily. I'm gonna say better than Erdtree Avatar, but not as good as Gideon, I suppose. Ancestor Spirits. I like the music a lot. It gets a slight bump for that. Probably high D tier, honestly. Gameplay wise, it's horrendous. Absolutely unacceptable. Regal Ancestor Spirit is automatically slightly better, but the extra mechanics with it, like absorbing animal spirits and changing up its moveset with that, are just not enough to bump it up to C tier, because I feel like most people fight it and kill it and don't even realize that it's doing that, so it's not that special. Mimic tier. This one's going to be very controversial. No, I can't put it in B tier. I'm going to go C tier. I should probably... Okay, here's the interesting thing. Effectively, all the reasons I like the Sir Gideon fight are the reasons why I like the Mimic tier fight. Just the idea of fighting yourself is really cool. The fact you can cheese it by just taking off all your armor and weapons before you go into it makes it a complete joke, but if somehow they prevented you from doing that, it is an interesting concept. It doesn't have the monologue and everything though, and you can completely cheese it, so I think it probably goes there. But yeah, it's still more interesting than this thing just crawling around, I think. Valiant Gargoyle, pretty awful. Pretty awful. But it does deserve boss status in my opinion. So I think it's probably making it into C tier, as much as I hate to admit that. It's really miserable to fight though, so I'm going to put it below all these guys. Estelle, Natural Born of the Void, and Stars of Darkness. I can't really remember if there's a moveset difference between the two. I know one of them just has higher stats, but Estelle looks very cool. That's carrying a lot of weight here for me. Not super fun to fight though. I'm going to put it above Gideon. Just put them both right there. I can't remember what the difference is, but they're the same in my mind. Lich Dragon Fortis X I really like. This is definitely going A tier. I'm going to say below... Do I like it more than... I don't think I like it more than Radagon, but I don't actually think it's a better boss fight than Radagon. So I'm going right there. I do definitely think it's a better fight than any of these. I mean, Margit and Godric are technically really solid fights, but then when you bring in the cool factor of Fortizax, kind of sweeps, I'm not gonna lie. Via's champion absolutely blows. All of them do. That's gonna be D tier for me. I'm gonna put it like right there, I suppose. And honestly, I think a lot of that's just the place that you do the fight is kind of cool, but it's kind of an absolute joke. Doesn't seem like a real boss, so I don't want to put it above Godskin Duo. And Knight's Cavalry, I think, just looks really cool. Okay, Crucible Knight Siluria. Definitely higher than regular Crucible Knight, which is up here. But how much higher? Not a good boss fight. This just feels like a strong enemy, but it is pretty cool. I think it goes above Bellbearing Hunter, but not above Moog. Now I feel like Erdtree Avatar is ranked too high. Or maybe Moog is ranked too low. I'm gonna put Moog right there, actually. That seems better. Deathright's Bird. It's cooler than Deathbird, but oh man, do I hate fighting it. This is another one, Total Hypocrisy. Quality of the fight, it should be above some of these realistically, but I hate it. And I told you guys, some of these just aren't going to make sense, and my decision just comes down to how much of a hater I am. For this particular creature, I'm a hater. Loretta, Knight of the Haligtree. This is actually a solid fight. This definitely gets at least B tier. It's better than all these. I don't know if it's A tier. No, there's the jump from B tier to A tier is actually crazy. Okay, Millennia, that's S tier for me. This is a joke, obviously. I'm just gonna call him bald for the sake of argument. It's not his fault. It's not an indication of the quality of the boss fight, because if it was just quality, obviously S tier. But just so we have room for everyone else, we're just gonna assume that he's bald under that helmet. So unfortunate, but that's what I have to do. I think Millennia is hands down the best fight in the entire game. I don't even really think it's close, to be honest. So that's easy S tier for me. Nothing is going above that. Putrid Grave Warden Duelist. Literally just the guy from earlier, except with a red cape, or red hood, and a red weapon. Just likes the color red. Where did I put him? There you are, I'm blind. Yeah, same thing, just looks a little cooler, I guess. Putrid Avatar is actually going to go lower than the normal Avatar for me, because it's the same thing, except you just can't walk close to it when it decides to spew out the rot stuff. So yeah, that's dumb, but otherwise it's the same fight. Misbegotten Crusader. Oh, that's the Golden Order sword. Where is... Yeah, he's the same thing with a golden sword, really. He's probably better than Bloodhound Knight and this guy. No, I changed my mind. This guy gets a buff. He's above those guys. And you're above some more. Yes. Wait, how did you get above Black Knife Assassin? I messed this all up. I'm about to start over. I'm just kidding. I would never. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Great Worm Theodorix. Oh, that's the magma worm in the snowfields. Okay, so that fight is the same as all the other ones, but longer, which isn't a good thing. I'm gonna say it's better than these. I think that's fair. Mimic tier feels too high now, but the problem is I can't put Gideon any lower, and these two are just the same thing for me. It's just, you fight a guy that has some of the same stuff you have. Aiden Thief of Fire. This one's kind of a joke. Goes probably like right there, I guess. Alabaster Lord, this is not a boss. This is made up right there. Electo Black Knife Ringleader. Okay, this is the actually slightly interesting one. So it's gonna go probably top of D tier. I'll give it low C. Should probably actually be kind of middle C. Hang on, is this getting high C? That's stupid. Right there, right above Mimic tier. That doesn't even make sense. This is ruining my entire tier list. This is way too high, but if I move it, then I have to admit that my argument to place it there in the first place was stupid and didn't make any sense. And then I feel like the whole thing just falls apart. All of these are mid though at the end of the day, so I guess the details don't really matter. Bulls Carrion Knights. This one's stupid too. I'm convinced there are like 3 good bosses in this game. This one seems like around the same quality as Bloodhound Knight. It's got to be better than Aiden Thief of Fire, I guess. Clean Rot Knight, this is a made up boss fight. That's not a boss, it's just a guy. Or a girl this time. This is better than Tibia Mariner. It's probably better. It's better than all those guys. We'll put it right there. Crystallians. Ridiculous. This one shouldn't be a boss fight either. That's what I'm going to do after I finish ranking all these. I'm going to just rapid fire go through them in 2 categories. Should it be a boss or should it just be a regular enemy? I am absolutely horrified to think about what that tier list is going to look like. Crystallians are F tier, let's be real. I'm going to say just because they have 1 mechanic in them, they go like right there. Glintstone Dragon. Is there another Glintstone Dragon in here? Is this... No, I can kind of recognize the spot actually. That's that rock. You get the key for the academy. This is the regular one. I've played too much of this game. This one's Flying Dragon tier except without the flying, so I mean it's worse than Elden Beast, I suppose. Grafted Scion. This one does deserve to be a boss in my opinion, but it's very close. And it does... There are some that just wander around, I suppose. Absolutely miserable to fight. Better than all of these that are just... Or more interesting. Not better, but more interesting. Put it right there. Better than Fia's Champions. Worse than Godskin Duo. Magma Worm is going to go above Theodorix, actually. Because... No, actually... Okay. I was going to say it goes above it because this one just has too much health and takes too long to kill. But I do think this one's kind of funny because you can lure a bunch of crabs over to it and they all start fighting, so you don't actually have to fight it. I don't think that was really intended, but it makes it more fun to me. Omen Killer, instant bonus points for basically being Capra Demon. Realistically, an easy D tier boss. I'm going to put it right there behind Grafted Scion, actually. Red Wolf of Radagon is F tier for sure. Absolutely horrible. It refuses to let you touch it at any point in the fight and just jumps all over the place. It's infuriating. I guess it's better than Crystallians. No, the Crystallians have the shatter mechanic. That makes them more interesting. That's a higher effort boss. Renala, Queen of the Full Moon. This one's pretty lame, but it's creative-ish. It would be more creative if it wasn't the exact same boss arena as the spider from Bloodborne, but I'll let that slide. I'm gonna go high C tier. It's basically a gimmick fight. Royal Knight Loretta for sure goes lower than the Haligtree version. I'm gonna go probably middle C tier here, right there. Royal Revenant should not be a boss. Shouldn't exist actually in any capacity in my opinion. F tier, but to where? It does have the mechanic with you can kill it with healing spells, which is actually really cool. I like that a lot. So I'm going to put it right there. Spirit Collar Snail, easily F tier. Also, it technically has a mechanic to it that makes it unique. So where an F tier once again? I'm going to say it's better than Red Wolf, just barely, but I despise both of them. This one you just are getting jumped by multiple enemies at the same time, and this one enemy is just jumping all around you, so you're getting jumped either way. Ulcerated Tree Spirit, it's got to be F tier. Even though the Putrid Tree Spirit is so much worse to fight and it's not even close, it's at least memorable for me. Not in a good way, but these are just forgettable in my opinion. Blackblade Kindred, okay. I actually think this is technically a worse boss fight than just regular Valiant Gargoyle. They just crank the Gargoyle up to 11 and then give you less space and weirder geometry to fight it on. Like a staircase? Are you kidding me? This one's D tier. I'm gonna go high D tier with this one. Borealis the Freezing Fog. Okay. Like I said, I think the dragon fights are cool. They're not that special, but I don't hate them. So some people will disagree with me on this, but this one in particular, I think it's really sick how it's kind of got the same entrance thing going on as the flying one, where you just go into this complete fog and then it appears out of nowhere. It's pretty cool. Commander Nile. This is a pretty tough fight actually, but it's kind of cool, and using his prosthetic leg as like part of the boss's moveset, I also think is kind of cool. Points for creativity. I'm probably going to go B tier here. Better than Glintstone Dragon. Honestly, okay, Niall. Moving up the ranks here. I'm going to put it right there. More interesting fight than the dragons. I think this Dragonkin soldier with all the frost lightning is really sick though. Fire Giants. I'm probably going to go A tier actually. This one's pretty unique. It's got like the whole weak spot thing going on in phase 1. It's got a lot of weird things going on, but it's a creative fight. I enjoy it. Godskin Apostle, I feel like automatically, well, no, actually, I'm going to put it above Godskin Duo because just because there's 2 of them does not mean it's better. In fact, I think it makes it worse. And out of him and Noble, got for some reason the Spirit Caller Snail one. I think regular Godskin Noble is really dumb. And it's so dumb it drags down the duo in my opinion. But just the Apostle on his own I think is pretty cool. He's got a very interesting moveset with all the like stretchy stuff going on. I approve of the Apostle. Vike Knight of the Round Table. He's got cool lore. The fight's pretty mid though. I would say somewhere around, I guess I like him more than the Godskins. He's probably a worse boss than the Ancestor Spirits though. It's not like a bad fight, but it's not boss worthy. It's just a guy, if you will. Battle Mage Hughes. This is ridiculous. Why'd we give you a boss health bar? That's like below Crystallians, honestly. Commander O'Neill. I also like this fight. I'm going to put it right next to Commander Niall, honestly. Both just creative. I like the summons with Commander O'Neill a lot more than the way they're implemented in the Niall fight. But they just, yeah, they've got some unique stuff going for them. I enjoy it. Decaying Enzymes. Let's see. This one's pretty bad. It looks really cool. It's literally too big for the space that it's in, and I assume most people just straight up skip it in their playthrough. I'm gonna put it above the Magma Worms. That's a fair spot for Exikes, I think. His looks can only carry him so far, unfortunately. Falling Star Beast, terrible, but it is boss worthy, so that's good. I'm gonna say D tier, right below Blackblade Kindred. Star Scourge Radon, I think, is a fantastic fight. This one's going A tier just for the spectacle alone. I might even argue S tier. It's so memorable. They nerfed him way too much in my opinion, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'll never forget the first time I fought Radon, so that's gonna be S tier for me. Misbegotten Warrior, that's gonna be F tier for me. We'll say right there above Demi-Human Chief. Frenzied Duelist, where are my other duelists at? Better than the regular one, I guess. Not as cool as the red one. Putrid Crystallian Trio, just ridiculous. How do we make Crystallians worse? Genuinely impressive that they found a way. Abductor Virgins, cool character design, honestly. Not enjoyable to fight though, so F tier. I'm gonna say, oof, maybe worse than Crystallians actually. Better than the putrid ones, but worse than regular Crystallians. Demi-Human Queen Margot and Maggie. The only thing these really have going for them, for me, is that all their little minions cower and hide once you take out their leader. That's kind of cool, I guess. I guess this would be in D tier probably. I'm going to put it above Clean Rot Knight. Full-grown Falling Star Beast. This one, I guess, would just go a little bit above the other Falling Star Beast, realistically. Rykard, okay, this one is kind of overrated, I feel like, but it's still not bad. Something can be really good and still overrated. I think it's cooler than Moog. I think it's cooler than Godfrey. It's probably technically cooler than Lich Dragon Fortizax, but it's also kind of a gimmick fight, so it loses some points for me there. Also very memorable though, and overall I would say I enjoy it. Kindred of Rot, this is ridiculous. What are we doing in the boss rankings? Right there by Alabaster Lord. Elder Dragon Grail. Oh, this is the Rune Farm one. You're bald. You just sit there and hit it and it doesn't fight back. That is bald activity. Flying Dragon Grail. This one, okay, wait a second. This is too low. That's definitely a better fight than regular Glintstone Dragon. That's getting bumped down to C tier. How did it get so high, actually? Hold on. Who put that there? We'll put it right there. And then that one right there. I don't remember which one this is, actually. But it doesn't shoot glintstone, so it's worse, I suppose. Crucible Knight Ordovis. Where is the other Siluria? Is cooler than that one, just barely. Esgar Priest of Blood. Dark Souls 2 reference. Automatic S tier. No, I'm gonna go. This one's actually F tier, jokes aside. That's genuinely Battle Mage Hughes territory for me. Draconic Tree Sentinel. This one, I suppose, would go above regular Tree Sentinel for me. Probably above these guys. How high do you climb? I think it's way harder and way more involved than Royal Knight Loretta, but it's also just kind of annoying. I don't know. He's just such a bully. Like, no one likes this guy. I'm gonna leave it there. Godfrey First Elden Lord. The Lemonade one. I'm gonna say this one's not bad, actually. I don't hate this fight. I'm gonna put this B tier. Probably below Renala is fair. Yeah. Arguably high C tier. I'll let him stay though. Fell Twins. Okay. The entrance is cool. The entire world just goes completely pitch black and then these guys show up. But other than that, they're just regular guys. So that means D tier, unfortunately. Unfortunately for them. I'm gonna put him above Vike, probably. Yeah. Alabaster Lord, Onyx Lord. What's the difference? Morgott the Omen King. This one is going to go above Rykard for me, not above Fortizax. Again, maybe technically a better fight than Fortizax, but this guy is getting like infinite cool points, and it's really pushing him up in the rankings. But easily an A tier fight for me. Ancient Dragon Landsax, however, it's gonna go probably top of C tier. I like it way more than the Stella, but it's just not a good fight, so there's no way it's getting B tier. I guess I put the other dragons in B tier, didn't I? That's too much, isn't it? You're all getting demoted. I think calling any regular dragon B tier is probably too much. They're getting put there just because I think Elden Beast sucks, but I really forgot just how many things suck more than Elden Beast somehow. Elmer of the Briar. Okay. I really can't put him much higher than just regular Bell-Bearing Hunter, honestly. He's better than regular Bell-Bearing Hunter, I suppose, technically. Godefroy the Gifted. I thought it was grafted still. Is it just gifted? All of the things I like about the Godric fight are just not present here, obviously. So it's probably C tier because it's not horrible. I can't put it in D tier. It's actually better than a lot of these. I'm going to put it there. Like the Gideon fight, like I said, just gets carried by like the story, the presentation of it. It's not really a great fight, but I promised there would be no consistency in this ranking system, so that's what we get. Perfumer Trisha, this is F tier. How F tier though? Right there, I guess. Sure, why not? Wormface, also F tier. Just drop it in there as well. Sanguine Noble, F tier. It's just a guy. We have to try harder than this. He's better than Perfumer Trisha, I guess. I'm about to hit my breaking point and stop ranking things inside of the D and F categories. Maybe I can power through though, we'll see. Necromancer Garrus, this is another F tier one. I just like, they're all so bad. Some of them are worse than others. Like the difference between Scaly Misbegotten and Deathrite Bird is pretty vast. But the difference between Sanguine Noble, Necromancer, Garrus, Trisha, Wormface, Royal Revenant, Crystallion, like these are all just nothing. I don't even know how to describe it. Jory Elder Inquisitor, who is, oh, from the DLC. Okay, we're on the DLC stuff now. Must be almost done. This one's kind of cool, I guess. It's not great. It's probably C tier though. Decently high C tier. It's probably better than the dragon fights. We'll put it there. Yeah. Midra, this one is getting A, definitely. I think I liked it better than Rykard. Actually, I liked it better than Morgott. I liked it better than a lot of these. Maybe below Radagon. That seems fine. Rolana Twin Moon Knight, I think, is awesome. This is... she's probably the peak of A tier. But Malekith is really cool, so I think he's getting bumped up to S finally. I saw that coming a long ways away, that he would eventually make it to S tier. R'hllana has a strong argument to be made for S tier, but I don't think anyone that doesn't have a cutscene can go into S tier. If R'hllana had an intro that was really cool, I think she'd actually go into S tier. That might be the only thing that keeps her out of it. Golden Hippo is terrible. It's not F tier because this one at least has the interesting mechanic with like all the quills and everything. That bumps it above a regular hippo. I'm gonna say it's better than everything except Blackblade Kindred. I like fighting it more than Blackblade Kindred, maybe. Do I? I hate them both. I don't know. Who cares? They both suck. Mesmer is S tier. Definitely S tier. He goes right below Malenia for me. He's my second favorite boss. And I think the second best in the game. That's a solid spot. No questions. Romina's Saint of the Bud. This is solid. I'm going to give this the highest of B tier. I don't think it's an A tier fight. Promise Consort Radahn. Okay, here is... I'm just dropping it there for a second. I haven't ranked it. I have to think about this one. There are levels to this. It's cool. It's really cool. There's a lot I like about it. They have fixed it. They've nerfed it. It's still unreasonable and mostly unfair, but it's not completely unfair like it was on release. The spectacle of it is pretty impressive. The cutscene is really good. The boss design I like. It's got a lot of problems, for sure. I think if you set aside some of the problems and come at it from a perspective of it's not impossible, and if you practice it enough, you can beat it, then it probably does deserve A tier still, but not super high. Maybe pretty high, actually. I don't know. Yeah. R'hllana technically is the better fight, for sure. I'm not putting it above R'hllana. That seems really high, but, I mean, Promise Consort Radahn versus, like, Fire Giant, or Godric, or Ramina. Like, that's a better boss fight, right? It's controversial. Some people I know are just gonna, like, put him in F tier. You can't put him in bald, though, because of the red hair. So, F tier's as low as he goes. Ancient Dragon Man, who... Oh, is the man that looks like a dragon, actually. That one's on me. I should have known that. I mean, this one's D tier. Let's be real. This is definitely D tier. If we're being honest, I don't know. It's better than the Godskins, I guess. Better than the Fell Twins. Sure. Black Jail Knight is kind of the same, honestly. I'm tempted to just throw him right there with Ancient Dragon Man. He's just a guy. But he's pretty hard, so... Pause. It's a more difficult fight than the ones in F tier. So it makes it more boss worthy. Chief Bloodfiend. Oh, I remember this one. It's in that cave full of these guys. This one sucks. That's F tier. I'm going to put it above Sanguine Noble. I'm going to put it above regular Ulcerated Tree Spirit, actually. Death Knight looks super cool. Everything stylistically about this fight is awesome, but I still think it's kind of bordering on could be a normal enemy that didn't need to be a boss. So D tier for me, better than all the other D tiers. Demi-Human Sword Master. This is a tough one. It's not bad, but it's just not that interesting. He does have some cool abilities though. Definitely kind of a pushover fight though, so I'll give it C tier. I'll give it C tier. Dude, C tier sucks. So many of these are like, how did you convince me to not put you in D tier when I look at you? Like, this one's the only difference between C tier and F tier for Decaying Exykes is the fact that he looks really cool, is just absolutely enormous, and has that like Rotten Cloud nuke. But that doesn't make it a good fight. It's just cool, kind of. I'm gonna put you above Draconic Tree Sentinel. Why not? Divine Beast Dancing Lion. This one's controversial too. I'm gonna put it very high B tier. No, actually, A tier. The elemental switching is really, really cool. It has a bunch of really annoying moves, but it's actually a pretty cool fight. I'm giving that A tier. Ghost Flame Dragon. Why do I not remember this one? I think it's just in the, like, Cerulean Coast, I think it's called. I forgot. But it's like a regular dragon that has Ghost Flame. Is it not? Which means it goes there. Right there. Red Bear. This one goes down here with the other Phantom guy. Regalia the Red Bear. I mean, they're both red bears. There's really not much else to say. I guess you're better than Ancient Dragon, man. Jagged Peak Drake. Super mid. Where's the lowest dragon I have? You're just gonna go right in here with the other regular dragons. Ancient Dragon Senesax. Oh, this one is awful. This one's so bad. This one's gotta be D tier, actually. It's so strong for absolutely no reason, and they just put it in water, so all the lightning is way worse. High D tier, but definitely D tier. Bale. Okay, we got a good one again. Bale's S tier for me. I like Bale more than Malekith. If Malekith was a longer, more fleshed out fight, like I was saying at the beginning, that would be more points for Malekith, but it ends so quickly. Bale's awesome though. Bale's realistically better than Radahn in my mind. Yeah, I like where S tier's looking. Dancer of Rana with the other just random spirit human enemies. Lamenter. Interesting mechanic. That's gonna bump him up to C tier actually. Still a joke of a fight, but I appreciate them trying things that are new. We'll put it above Electo. That works for me. Putrescent Knight. This one gave me a very hard time my first time playing through. I will die on the hill that the Greatsword is just the worst weapon in the entire game for this fight. Every time, I distinctly remember every single time I would swing, it just missed. Like he was there, and every single one of his moves just perfectly dodged the Greatsword. Every other character I've ever played through on, so much easier. It's a cool fight. It's got some problems, like the hitboxes are weird, and the fact that he like accidentally dodges things all the time really make me mad. Honestly, I'm just gonna leave it right there. Bottom of A tier. Black Knight, it's just a guy, you know? D tier right there, why not? Commander Gaius, okay. The hitboxes are pretty tough to defend, but assuming you're not getting caught by ridiculous attacks, the charges, the grabs, whatever, it is kind of a cool fight. I'm gonna go, no, second highest in B tier. I like that. Count Emir, Mother of Fingers. Is this? No, Meta's something different. Okay, this one is super whack. This is D tier. I'm gonna say like right there. Dryleaf Dane, also pretty whack. Gives you some hand-to-hand stuff though, which is pretty cool, I suppose. That's fine. D tier. Who cares? Meta, Mother of Fingers. This one, there's a case to be made for A, but I feel like a lot of the hitboxes are just really frustrating in this fight. If it felt more fair, I would give it A, but it's kind of there with Commander Gaius. Like there's just a lot of attacks that are like, damn, how was I supposed to dodge that? But they're really on the cusp of being pretty good bosses, so I'm gonna give them B tier. Curse Blade Labyrinth. These guys are terrible. I'm dropping it right there. Rakshasa. This one's got to go right there with Ancient Dragon, man. I think that's fair. And then the Shadow Tree Avatar. This one's super slept on. I really like this fight. This one's definitely going A tier. I'm going to put it... I actually like it more than Midra. I like it more than Radagon. Do I like it more than Placidusax? I kind of do. I think Placidusax is winning this just because he's a dragon and looks cool. That's really the only reason. There's a very strong argument for this. Too strong, actually. I'm leaving it like that. Oh, what am I thinking? I like this way better than Promise Consort. Yeah. It's a good boss. Is that everything? That's it. The definitive list. That's so tough, man. I'm not trying to sound negative. I still overall think Elden Ring is a fantastic game. I would still give it a 10 out of 10 every day of the week. That being said, there are like barely 20 good bosses in this game, I think. There are a lot of things below the B and C tiers that the game would just straight up be better without. And most of these I don't think needed to be boss fights at all. So now I'm going to do that ranking really quick. So let me reset this. Damn, I didn't know there was a presentation mode. This looks so much better. Okay, S for should. I'm going to make it all caps so it's easier to read. Should be a boss. And should not have been a boss. Okay. Bell-bearing Hunter, not a boss. Black Knife Assassin, not a boss. Beast, not a boss. Bloodhound Knight, that one's fine actually. Crucible Knight, one time. You get one time as a boss. Never again. Deathbird, one time. Demi-Human Chief, not a boss. Watchdog, not a boss. Flying Dragon, almost every dragon is enough to be a boss in my mind, but there were too many of them that were just not different enough. If they only have one move that's different, that's too many. Too many dragons. Godric, boss, obviously. Grave Warden Duelist, not a boss. Mad Pumpkinhead, not a boss. Margit, boss. Knights Cavalry, maybe one time being a boss. Yeah, just juice him up a bit more. Give him a couple extra attacks. This can be a boss. They don't all need to be bosses though. We can just have these guys out in the world. Patches, I'm not making another bald category, but not a boss. Bridge Golem, not a boss. Troll, one time early game boss. Tibia Mariner, either give him twice as many mechanics and moves or not a boss. Tree Sentinel, one time early game. Don't bring him back or don't give him a boss health bar after that. Putrid Tree Spirit, that's a boss. It sucks, but it's a boss. Soldier of Godric, boss. Moog, boss. Moog the Omen, that's fine, boss. Godskin Duo, this should not have been a boss. It's boss worthy, but it should not have been a boss. Malekith, boss. Placidusax, boss. Elden Beast, boss. Gideon, no, just make him a regular NPC thing. He doesn't need a boss health bar, he doesn't need his own room. Radagon, boss. Godfrey, boss. Ancient Hero of Zamor, no, regular guy. Cemetery Shade, not a boss. Erdtree Avatar, one time early game. The rest don't need boss health bars. Leonine Misbegotten, not a boss. Miranda the Blighted Bloom, not a boss. Scaly Misbegotten, not a boss. Runebear, no. Dragonkin, Soldier of Noxtella, yes. We really didn't need more than one of these, especially when this one has like 2 phases and more moves than the other ones. We just, like, why? That one's fine. Why do we have these ones? Ancestor Spirit, I mean, either or. Give Regal a fight. We don't need multiple of these. They're not different enough in my mind. Mimic Tier didn't need to be a boss. Valiant Gargoyle, no. Estelle, sure. We didn't need to, but whatever. Fortizax, yes. Fia's Champions, no. All the Crucible Knights did not need to be bosses. Deathrite Bird, one time. Take regular Deathbird out. Don't make that a real boss fight, and then you fight one, like, super Deathbird in the Deathrite Bird as a real boss. That's fine. I still hate it, but whatever. Loretta, yes. Millennia, yes. Duelist, no. Putrid Avatar, no. Misbegotten Crusader, no. The Great Worm, one Magma Worm boss. That's it. Pick one. Pick your favorite. The rest, either remove them or they're just in a cave somewhere chilling. I don't know. Aiden Thief of Fire, no. Alabaster Lord, no. Electo, yes. Remove all the other Black Knife Assassins, though. Bulls Carrion Knight, maybe one time early game. Realistically, you fought so many trolls by the time you get to that one. It's not special. Cleanrot Knight, nope. Regular thing. Crystallions, regular, nope. Glintstone Dragon, don't need it. Grafted Scion, one time early game, that's fine. The rest don't need to be bosses, which I guess they kind of already did, didn't they? There's only one official Grafted Scion boss, isn't there? I think. In the tutorial area, the other ones are just roaming around. I don't know. Magma Worm, already explained that one. Omen Killer, regular guy, are you kidding me? Red Wolf of Radagon, not a boss. Honestly, delete from the game. Renala, yes. Royal Knight, Loretta, yes, but the other Loretta's already there. This one kind of works for me because you fight the Phantom and then way later in the game you fight the real thing. That one I think is fine. It's not like they're spamming Royal Knight Loretta in your face every like 3 areas. Royal Revenant, no. Spirit Collar Snail, no. Ulcerated Tree Spirit, no. Blackblade Kindred, I kind of have a similar stance to Deathbird, like have non-boss gargoyles and then one time you can have a Blackblade Kindred boss fight. Still don't like fighting it, but it's boss worthy, I suppose. Borealis, the entrance is cool enough. It's, you know, it's more unique than regular dragon versus regular dragon that also shoots a glintstone pebble every now and then. Commander Nile, that's fine. Fire Giant, yes. Godskin Apostle really didn't need to be a boss. It's fine for like a very low tier one, I suppose, but there's too many of them in the game. Godskin Noble, same thing. Vike, not a boss. Battle Mage Hughes, not a boss. Commander O'Neill, yes. Exikes, no, I don't think so. This could just be another environmental thing like Grail. Also didn't need to be a boss. Falling Star Beast, yes. No, actually, the full-grown one is boss level, I suppose, just barely. When you have something that's like not a very interesting fight, and then you have another version of the same enemy that just has less going for it, it's like, what is the point, genuinely, of having the lesser one in the game? Radon, yes, of course. Misbegotten Warrior, no. Frenzy Duelist, no. Crystallians, no. Abductor Virgins, no. Demi-Human anything, no. Rykard, yes. Kindred of Rot, no. Flying Dragon Grail, no. Crucible Knight Ordovis. Where'd the other Crucible Knights go? Have I not put them out yet? I don't know. Yeah, I think even that would be fine. If you have one like super early regular Crucible Knight in like Limgrave or something as a boss, and then later on you have a more interesting, stronger one, either Ordovis or Siluria. One or the other. I mean, you could put either one, but we don't need that many Crucible Knight boss fights, you know? Esgar, Priest of Blood, no. Draconic Tree Sentinel, doesn't need to be a boss. The first one you find, or, well, the second one you find, I guess, isn't a boss. The first one is. Well, no, they both do have boss health bars, don't they? But they're just kind of out in the world the same way that the Tree Sentinel at the beginning of the game is, so it doesn't feel like a real boss. I don't know. All the field bosses are kind of dicey like that. Godfrey, I mean, he just didn't need to be there. He's fine. He's boss worthy on his own, but not if you fight the real thing like 2 seconds later. Fell Twins, no. It's fine for early boss, but it's a regular enemy, to be honest. Onyx Lord, no. Morgott, yes. Ancient Dragon Landsacks, just dragon fatigue, man. You can have one like this, one of these crazy ancient dragons, but you don't need more. So we'll say just that one can be a boss. Elimer, yes, but give him more interesting things than the regular Bell-Bearing Hunter. He's at the end of a cool castle area. He has a whole story behind him, and I think Bell-Bearing Hunter has just enough coolness to it to be a boss, but only one of them. Again, we don't need to be spammed by Bell-Bearing Hunters. Godefroy, no. We already got Godric. Perfumer, no. Wormface, no. Sanguine Noble, no. Necromancer Garrus is a no. The Elder Inquisitor, yes. Midra, yes. Rolana, yes. Golden Hippo, no. Did not need to be a boss. Mesmer, yes. Ramina, yes. Radon, yes. Ancient Dragon Man, absolutely not. Black Shale Knight, no. Chief Blood Fiend is probably fine in a random cave like he was, but really didn't need to be a boss either. Death Knight, no. Demi-Human Swordsman, no. Divine Beast is boss tier for sure. Ghost Flame Dragon, it's not interesting enough in my opinion. Red Bear, there we go, no. Regalia the Red Bear, slightly more interesting. Still could have been cooler. I would rather remove every single rune bear and just have one cool bear fight that you put some real effort into. Jagged Peak Drake is a no from me. Ancient Dragon, we already had one. Bale, yes. Dancer of Renan, no. Lamenter, nah, not really. Putrescent Knight is fine. Black Knight, no. Commander Gaius, yes. Count Emir, no. Dane, no. Metter, yes. Curseblade Labyrinth, no. Rakshasa, no. Shadow Tree Avatar, yes. So, yeah, in my opinion, if you can still have these enemies in the game, but if I walk into a boss fight and see any of these, I'm immediately upset and let down. and will probably never remember that fight after the first time I do it. And then up here we've got how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 by 3. It's what, 54 plus 4. So we got 58 bosses here. That's still plenty for a game, man. And I get Elden Ring is huge, but it's just, if you're gonna have all the extra caves and everything and little villages with all these bosses at the end of them, these are not good enough in my opinion. So yeah, not to mention the fact that most of these appear far more than one time. I mean, Bell-bearing Hunter, Black Knife Assassin, the Demi-Human, anything, the Duelists, the Watchdogs, like, just in these first, like, 5 here, all these guys appear at least, like, 4 times probably, right? Anyway, that's the tier list. Feel free to argue with me, but I didn't think about any of them that hard, so good luck with that. And I'll see you next time.